Well, the mother accused of stabbing her son to death at this home right here behind me in Hartselle 1 year ago was in court today. Deputies say they found 8-year-old Tyler Gardner dead with multiple stab wounds. They also say they found Long's own father with stab wounds of his own. She's been locked up without bond since then. Today, a judge determined her mental health evaluation as unusual and calls for more evaluation to be done. WAAY 31 reporter Julia Miller spoke to a lawyer today to get a better understanding of what this all means.
I spoke to lawyer Nick Law today about these mental health evaluations like Jennifer's and what it really means for someone to stand trial who may not be competent.
Because what you don't want at the end of the day is someone who's not competent to stand trial to go to trial. I mean, that's just not the way that the system is built.
Nick Law says it's not uncommon for folks in the justice system to have mental health issues, but judges don't always choose to take the right steps to make sure the defendant is competent.
While it may be an unusual report from what it sounds like, this is a very normal process, and I think the court system and the judge should be applauded for not trying to rush anything. Let's really figure out what's going on here.
He says making sure a defendant is competent is a serious matter.
What's important here is, look, everybody has constitutional rights, and whether someone is competent to stand trial or not is really the key question that you would ask in any case. It doesn't matter whether it's a murder case or whether you're talking about a misdemeanor theft case.
Law says mental health evaluations are a lengthy process.
It's up to mental health officials, it's up to these competency officials to make sure that somebody that appears before the court is competent to stand trial. And that's just not a process that takes 5 minutes. That's a process that takes months and months and months to determine.
He says overall, it's important to note how competency affects each case.
When you're a defense attorney, you want to make sure that these folks that are, on trial or waiting for their day in court are competent. And if there's, issues that come up with competency, those need to be explored. They need to be vetted. They need to be vetted by a professional. And it sounds like that's exactly what's happening here.
Officials say Jennifer Long will be assigned an arraignment date as soon as her results come back from her mental health test in Tuscaloosa. Reporting live, Indicator with coverage you can count on, Julia Miller, WAAY 31 News.